Hello, everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to another Paper Pumpkin Kit alternative video. I hope you guys are doing phenomenal today. It is, always happens, huh? You realize? Sorry. Jesus. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. It's the start of the weekend and it is a beautiful day, or it has been a beautiful day here in Colorado. And I don't think we're expecting a whole lot of craziness weather-wise. Let's see, a couple of important announcements, a few of them actually. So today we received these wonderful notification, guys. Hey Carrie, how are you? We are going to have our seasonal sale from the 14th, and that's Tuesday. So from Tuesday to Thursday next week, and we're going to have up to 20% discount. One of them is, so 20% for ribbons, 15% for papers, and 10% for inks and coloring, because I think it includes the markers and the blending markers and whatnot. Hey Adrian, how are you? Oh, cool. I have I just admire people that is so like attuned with sports, and they go into games and everything. I only did that when my daughter was playing volleyball. I'm just gonna be very honest with you guys. So don't forget, you're gonna have this sale coming. I am super excited about it. I think that it is a just a wonderful way to start your getting ready for your Christmas fun, right? This is your gift for you, from you, from Santa. Is that the excuse? Anyways, so just start making your list of stuff you want and you need, and this again, make the most out of it. I want to remind you guys that this is my gift for this month. It is the brush attachment for our Take Your Pick, and super useful. I have used it in a few videos, but I have used it a lot, especially with those more intricate dies. And let's see, I think I'm going to leave it there. Today is the last day, guys, for subscribing for the Paper Pumpkin Kit of November, which is the Warm Wishes. I am so in love with this previous one, and they look like they mix and match. So I am super excited about this one as it's coming. And tomorrow we'll start a new subscription period. So let's see. Let's go to the crafting table. Oh, how cool, Adrian. That is so very cool. Let's see, does this work? This is working okay, I think. It's not exactly too straight, but when I move it a tiny bit, hopefully that doesn't mess it up. And I'm sorry that it has these like little things, but I decided to leave it even if, because I figured that we're just saving some paper. So we're going to do a very simple card, and I'm going to say this in my defense. In my defense, it happens to be that my husband's birthday is tomorrow. And so what we are having, like we have today, like some dinner, early dinner, because, you know, we old folks don't eat very late, and that means that I've had like a glass of wine. So if I say something like really dumb, just call me out, because you just never know. And tomorrow is his birthday, so we have some other plans, and then on Sunday we'll have the kids over. So it's just a pretty busy weekend, and so I have been planning, of course, a lot through the week, and truthfully, I have not had a lot of time to like kind of focus on very not complicated, certain cards, certain type of cards. I hate calling them complicated cards. It's not fair. But I was going to make this card for our Simple Stampin' Sunday. And we'll talk about that here in a minute after we're done. And then I realized that what I had planned for today was not such a great idea as this idea for this specific kit. So hopefully we have a lot of fun making this card. You are going to need a 12 by 5.5 piece of white cardstock. I am not going to do layering today. You'll understand why here in a minute, because it's just a little bit easier this way. And we're just going to score this. This is going to be a simple card on that end. We're going to score this at 4, and we're going to open this up and, sorry guys, a score at 8. Okay. And this pretty much is our card, guys. I am going to turn this around and I am going to align here at, yeah, we can do, let's do 1.5. So I'm going to align here at 1.5. And I am going to cut, and I know it's hard to see, especially because I am so off. Let's see, that is a little bit better. So again, I'm aligning the 5-inch side to 1.5 here, and I am going to cut to our hello Susie, how are you, to our first score line there. So we're going to cut this all the way there, and now I am going to move this to 3, so it's like 1.5 and 1.5. And I am actually going to move this a tiny bit here. No, you're not seeing. Let me see. There you go. Now there you see. So again, I'm aligning there at 3.5, a 3. And we are going to cut from the bottom again to that first score line. We have done something similar previously. I hope you guys remember it. It was a very, very cute card that we made. And we're going to fold this. What we're going to do is we're going to cut now these pieces. So this is very easy because we're going to align again at 4, and we are going to cut. I'm just thinking what I want. And we're going to cut from the bottom to that first cut, right? So that 1.5. And then I'm going to turn this around actually, and we are going to cut and do the same cut. So we're aligning at 4, and now we're, oops, that's not aligned now. No, they're aligning there at 4, and now we're going to go ahead and cut 2 all the way to that cut on each side. I don't know if you guys remember that card that we made. It was with some elephants. It was super, super cute. And this is pretty much our card. Let me remove this out of the way. Very, very simple. I don't know how they are called, but I have done a few of these, and I just love them because you have so, like, it's so easy, but you can create something super, super fun. Okay, this is the card. And I am off camera. For some reason, I'm all the way here. So I think I need to move this a tiny bit, guys. So I'm not off camera all the time. Sorry, there we go. So it's a very simple card. It opens like this and it opens like this. And I figured that you guys are going to realize why I love this so much, because we're going to totally create a little Christmas village, like going up the hill kind of setting. Which reminds me that I wanted to do this with the Let's Go Shopping suite. Because it's kind of the same concept, right? You can put just little houses and kind of create that little village. So it's super easy to decorate. Now we're going to make this easier to decorate because we are not going to do any layers in here. We are going to, I'm going to move these a tiny bit higher. Sorry guys, I'm sorry about that. Let's see. Hopefully that stops me from putting this all the way there. We're just going to use pieces or scraps of snow like we've been using. I already mentioned why that happens, because the color of the paper pumpkin kit cards is a little different. The white color is a little different than our basic white, and I have decided that we're just going to keep creating It is an awesome fold. I love it, Adrian. I'm so glad you like it. We're just going to keep creating little pieces of snow up the way here, right? So we just have the same white all over. And I am going to start this way. I'm going to start in the center for 1 minute. I'm going to cut this in half, making sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing. And I am going, this needs to measure 3/7/8, right? So what I am going to do, this is 3/7/8. And what I want to do really is kind of cut a little bit from each side so these houses stay centered. And so here's 3/7/8, right? And now we are going to cut these at 5 3/4, 5 3/4, 5 3/8. And this is going to be our little fold here in the center. Let me bring this back up here so you guys can see this. Okay, so that is very, very simple to make. We're just going to adhere these and start creating the snow. Let me bring, where is it? Here it is, my Stampin' Seal Plus. I was going to say turn tape, but it's not. How are you guys doing today? You ready for the weekend? It's been busy. I have been trying to get so many things together. I told you, getting ready the house for when my mom comes, getting stuff for this weekend for my husband's birthday. It's been busy, guys. So what I did, kind of to make it easier of me, I just grab a piece of just a regular cardstock, right? 8.5 by how much? 8.5 by 11, sorry, and cut it at 3 7/8. So the same is that same width, right? And it's going to be the same width all over because these 3 pianos measure 4 each. So I figure if you have a piece like this, you can just start building your little snow banks, snow hills, right? So, but you have it already here, and then I cut 2 of them to make it easier for me. And then we're going to grab that, and then I'm going to grab just a tiny smaller one for here. And what I'm going to do before I even think of gluing any of these, it's bringing one of our stamps, and we're going to put it right in here, right? So celebrate the wonder and joy of this festive season. I love that one. I know I've said that before, but I really, really love that one. And since our color here is real red, I'm bringing my real red, and we are going to stamp this. This is looking a little precarious there. I'm starting to think it's not going to stamp well. So just same as I've always done, guys. I'm going to stamp off here in my grit paper, which is one of the reasons why I love my grit paper. And we're going to stamp these towards the edge. Now, I'm going to use, of course, these straight edge to guide me. I love when I have that. And I'm holding this as best as I can. And I really dislike this glare. Like, it's awesome. The light is awesome, but the glare is terrible. And sorry, guys, if I put my big head, I am just going to go ahead and stamp. And that did not work. See, I kind of like knew that was going to happen. So I'm going to turn this around. Thankfully, we can do this. And just because I'm going to do it on this side, and hopefully this works better. Maybe I am able to see a little better this way. That worked much better. It really doesn't matter, right? So I'm cleaning my stamp, removing crazy and mayhem from here. And now we're just going to add our snowbanks in here. And we're going to keep that idea all through I'm going to make this one there, all through our card, because what we're creating is literally a Christmas village. So I'm going to put this one first. We're going to go from the top to bottom. One of the things, and I know we talked about this, not in the last video, but in the previous video, about being able to just utilize the bottom of, or not the bottom, but one of the straight edges to guide you in here, right? And so I'm going to put that one there. Sorry, that move. It's very easy because they have the same measurement. And so you're just adding this up. And now we're bringing another one of our pieces. This piece is extremely big, but I'm going to leave it there for now and be more mindful in the next pieces. And finally, we're going to bring our little, our last option, our last snow hill. And we're going to adhere this. Very, very simple. But it does achieve the goal. Of course, I already messed this up a tiny bit. We can't do it here because I don't want to add anything extra, but I will totally put something in there later on to cover my boo-boo. And now we're going to create the same thing on both panels. They are going to be white on white, and I am okay with that. And we're going to use first, we have one here, and we're going to cut just, I'm making sure that I know how many I need. So I have 1, 2, and then I'm going to bring a last one. And we are going to actually leave these a little bit higher. So let me move this a tiny bit here. I don't want, I'm going to have to put this like this, maybe. That is too extreme, like that. I don't mind these going a little bit over because I actually want to disguise these edge in here. And so I don't mind this going a little bit over and disguising the edge, the straight edge, right? Because these are all quote unquote snowbanks. So in this case though, because on this side, I had this to guide me. I am going to start on the bottom. I think it's easier. I find it easier. So we're going to do the same thing in here. And we're going to start building our little, we're going to create a couple mountains on this side. This is going to go inside. I like how it goes inside and now and not outside. So I was mindful not to put a lot of glue on the top of the piece, so it does not whoops, there it goes, so it does not, like, you know, so it fits. Did I mention I had a glass of wine? Okay, and now I'm going to bring the last little piece in here, and that one was a little bit too big, but that, no, this needs to go all the way here because I really want to avoid that area. And because that's it, I'm going to put glue on the lower end because we are going to have part of it that's going to be not glued to paper. And so I'm going to hold these well, or as best as I can. And then here's another thing that I figured that we could do. So the kit brings these kind of like, I'm thinking Spanish, Jesus, glittery paper, right? And I have not been able to use it a lot, but I was thinking that if we put like little pieces like that, like along the side, sort of like that. And I forgot that this is not straight, so I'm just making that quote unquote straight. Then you have a little bit of glimmer through the snow, and I really like that idea. So just following the same principle, right? We're cutting it in pieces, and just we're going to add a few here and there in order to make this just a little glimmery, like the snow will look glimmery. Guys, if it's starting to buffer again or whatever, please let me know. I know that last week we had quite a entertaining time, and I was not too entertained, but it was what it was, and I just want to make sure that we are that it's going okay today. So I'm actually going to adhere this. Let me remove the area that is not glimmery, and I'm going to put it in here, and then we'll cut that one. And let's see. And so that way, again, we kind of resemble a lot more the snow, because in the end, the snow does get shimmery against the light, right? And it looks a lot like that. So I'm going to Gonna go ahead and cut that piece. There we go. And I'm going to bring a few of those trees. There's tons and tons of trees in this area. And we're going to put, maybe I'm going to put one here. See where that glimmery ends? I'm just going to put one there. And maybe one in a few here. So we're just creating kind of that illusion of a mountain. Maybe not mountain, but snow areas. Yeah, let's bring a little bit of glue in here. And then there we go. So we have our little mountain on this side, and we're going to work on that side. Like I said earlier, we are going to need over and over this side to just be exact there. And this is such a smaller side that I am just not going to use a super big piece. I'm going to bring just one piece, and we have this one already. And we'll see if this works well. Because, no, we need another piece. Just like before, we are going to need these to go over. Is it a problem for it to go over? No, because when we close this, we are going to have houses in here, and that's how this is going to look like a village. Now, as you can tell, we won't be able to see much of the village in here, but it's going to end up looking, I think, in general, okay. So let's go ahead and, whoops, bring our bottom piece. And we're going to adhere it there and bring, I'm going to leave that one because it's got more mountainy scene. And we're going to adhere this one there. That looks good. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? I am so glad you're here. Thank you for being here with me today. Let's see. And now there we go. And our last little mountain that is going to go sort of like there. Okay, so I'm putting glue again on the bottom, and we are going to adhere this in here. And just like we did before with our little sparkly snow, we're going to bring those pieces of quote unquote snow that we got, and we're going to put it around. And then we'll have a little bit of that glimmer sensation all through the card. And we're going to do, I did not think of this, but we're going to do some there. There's plenty of these little pieces, so you can totally use that in here, especially if you're not using the kit like it is, right? Like I do. So when you have cases like this, you end up having a lot of, like when you do all these alternatives, you end up having like a lot of end pieces, right? Like you have pieces and pieces that does not belong anywhere. And so I did fussy cut one of these little houses, and we are going to bring one of the houses in here. And I'm thinking I want it underneath actually. I didn't think of this was gonna, because I thought it was going to be like this, but I want it inside. And it's okay, we'll lose that. Actually, let's see if we can change this. I kind of brought all the thing down, but we're going to put our house there. And we are going to all the way there. There we go. And now we're going to bring our little shimmery snow bank and put it in here. Okay. Something along those lines. I think, I was thinking, because I really have not used them at all. Adrienne is saying that she likes adding the sparkle, and I had not used it. And I was like, what am I going to do with that later on, right? Like that was kind of my question. How is it going to look this any better? And I kept thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, the snow usually has some glowing, sparkly look. And I think I'm going to put this one in here instead of up there. And so I really, really like that idea because I felt like it's something that I can use more often. And I'm going to bring one of those one of those big, big trees with the star in here. So this is going to be the inside of our card. Very, very simple. But it's like super cute because it is our little village. And I told you guys that I needed to figure out how to create a village. And so we're going to close this, and now we're going to keep working with this side. I'm making sure that this is all doing well. We're going to go back to our little piece in here. And I know it gets a little boring, but it's the way. And let me bring, so we have the kit, and I have, remember guys that I have 2 kits in here, but I did get, so the kit brings, maybe that's how I should start, a few of these extra pieces to play with, right? And you have bigger pieces, you have smaller pieces, and that's why I got the idea of building the little village. Sorry about, I kind of got there, lost in my thought. So we are going to put this one up here, right? And I'm going to, I know this is a little bit OCD, but I just don't like this being here. So I'm going to cut a tiny, tiny piece of these that we are going to put on top in here, right? And then we're going to put the house there. Why am I doing this? Because I don't know if you noticed, but when I put this piece in here, which works very, very well like that, you could totally see that there was, you know, the straight line, and I told you guys I don't want the straight line. So this needed to be a little lower because why not? Okay, let's see if that works. So this needs to go in here, and that's still not making it. Come on, Maria. So I'm going to lower this all the way down. Really, it's only that area that needs it. I don't know why it's so complicated all of a sudden. There you go. Not that top, not that tool. There you go. So we're going to have that in there. And that way we're creating that idea of a village. And I am going to glue this because anyways it's going to go underneath the whole, all the quote-unquote snow. This is a little bit smaller than the 4 3/4 of an inch. I don't know if you can tell here. And so I'm trying to figure out how to fix that so it's not too noticeable. But the best way that occurs to me is centering it in a way that you are going to have most of it here. And then, like it or not, we'll have some of these kind of covered, right? Because we're going to have something like this. And so it's going to be way less noticeable. So we have, 2 pieces right there. And we're going to bring the straight side. We're going to put it in here, maybe more like this, because that's what's going to work. And we're going to keep tearing. So if you had a bad day at work, guys, and you need to tear some paper, hey Anita, how are you? This is your card, because you'll be tearing paper and then you'll be like, yes, tore some paper. Okay, let me remove this tiny bit. Sorry guys, I need to make this straighter. There you go. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring, here's one of those sparkly pieces, and we're going to bring this out here and add some sparkling snow to our little hill. And I'm going to bring some of those trees and I'm going to put them in here. Let me see, that's the one we're using. So a couple of things, we can totally add another house here if we wanted, or another couple of houses. So let me cut this real quick. Right, this is, so we can totally put this lower in here. I'm thinking about this. I think I want to do this actually. So this has a straight edge, which is going to go very well in here, and it has that area there. I am not going to put an extra level of snow in here, although it's a little bit different, but it's not totally different. So let me think about this. And of course, same as I did before, I am, well, it's fine. I am covering that beautiful glimmer. No, it's not fine. I'm going to remove it. This is why. I am going to remove it because it does create a lot of bulk. Sorry, this is bulky, so we don't want that bulk in there. And actually what I am thinking is we're going to put our friend down here, and we'll bring that glimmer maybe here. Let's see how that looks. I'm just making sure this is something along those lines, and maybe we can put one in here. What do you guys think? Okay, this is not really working well. Let me cut a tiny bit. There we go. So we can add this one in here, and it goes behind the trees, quote unquote. And then we'll make that difference with the, or decrease the difference between the colors of white. There you go. And we still have another piece in here that I can totally put underneath there. So you have more or less the same idea of two different, adding two pieces of snow, of glittery snow on each panel, if that makes sense. Let me see. Okay. So, and we just have the last one. So what you're going to create is kind of like this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that had to happen. Well, we're going to solve that the old way, which is I'm going to bring, I don't know what I'm going to bring. Let me think what I'm going to bring to hold that mistake of mine. We'll think. But this is going to create our little village. I am going to turn this a tiny bit so we actually see those houses. And we're going to do the exact same thing, right? Like we have this one don't belong there. We can bring these two houses in here. Sorry guys, looking for what I have available. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these two houses that I got, and we're going to create kind of the same thing. I'm going to cut these, friend. I'm going to fussy cut this. You guys know that fussy cutting ain't my thing, but it is okay. So we can put this house, these houses beneath this one, and then we'll create this at, cut this at 3 7/8, which is the actual measurement, right? Did we do it this way? How was it? No, this way. Okay, something like that. I really like it this way. Right? So like it gives some depth perception, and we're going to turn this around and we're going to align this. Let me look one thing. I'm going to try to cut here first at 3 7/8. And yep, we didn't get any of the house, so that's a good start. I think it's a great idea. It just makes it much, I don't know, it makes it simpler. I am going to cut a little bit in here because we, like I said with the others, we are going to, so we want to be able to see the other houses, right? So it gives us that real idea of a village. And I am not going to move this. I was thinking of moving it a little further up to cover like the snow, but we can leave those snow hills there perfectly, and like it makes sense. And I'm gonna put some glue. I forgot I wanted to do something before that, and that is where our wonderful silicone craft She works marvelously. I'm going to bring here the Merry Christmas. And I'm going to use this Merry Christmas, hopefully straight. Nope, that's too small. Let me see, guys. Okay, that's much better. So, same as I always do. I know it's but a second, but it just works so well for me because it just shows me what I need to do and what I need to focus on. So, I see that's why it works. Let me bring my very dirty piece of very stained. It's not dirty because I wash them often. So, I wanted to use this line, of course, as a guide for my sentiment so it's straight. But it's too low and it's harder to stamp if I put it all the way down there. While if I put it in the middle, it may be easier. And hopefully this is going to work well. I'm going to bring, and I almost made a mistake, and I am glad that I saw it. And thank you all of you who told me it's not going to work. I'm going to see if this measures 3 7/8. It is almost 3 7/8. And so I'm going to cut a tiny piece. We ran out of it. And just like we did before, let me ink this back again. And we're going to put our Merry Christmas in the middle. I'm trying not to put my big head, but you guys know how that goes. As possible in the middle as in the middle as possible. Let me remove that out of the way because that's just disaster waiting to happen. And let me dry my hands because they got not dirty, but kind of watery. And so I'm just going to bring now this piece. Actually, I could have glued this one. Okay, I wanted to use my silicone craft sheet. It's fine, guys. Which I rarely ever use it. I don't know why. It's kind of dumbish, but I don't know why I don't use it as often as I should. And let me remove this a little bit so I'm going to open these and it'll make it just easier for me to see exactly what I am doing. Right? And here is our little piece that is already up there. And we're going to bring another one of those. I am thinking we don't need all the way there, but yeah. I think that'll do. Okay. So we're going to bring that one in here and last one. And there we go. And I know these tearing pieces, it's kind of like a little bit on the boring side, but do see it that way, right? Like I can't stand that difference of color, to be fully honest with you. It is quite noticeable to me and it just boggles my mind. Now, to be fully honest with you, and it is partially because I try not to use anything that is not in the kit, right? Otherwise, I could totally use, I keep forgetting that these pieces are not straight. Let's say another color, right? Like we did in the first alternative that we created. We did use exactly just like this, and then we use green, if I'm not mistaken. So it's up to you how you want these to happen. I just happen to not like the color difference. It really bugs me, like bugs me a lot. And the last little detail is going to be our little tree in here towards our Christmas, so we can see our house. But still, okay, able to, so on top of it, but still be able to see the house correctly. And that is how we just built a little Christmas village. So we open and we open, and then you can obviously put this like this and have your Christmas village. You can have it closed and have your Christmas village. You can put another house in here if you wanted. That is totally okay. I just wanted to just put trees because it seemed fun, but you can totally put, let me see. Let's bring one of these, like one of these in here, right? Like on down here if you want it. Again, this has a lot of possibilities. I just left it a little bit simpler that way. I need more glue on this end. Okay. Let me glue this. Whoops. But that is today's card, guys. Record time, 40 minutes. I don't even know who this person is. It is simple. Now, like what I was telling you guys, let's see if I have them here. I was thinking of using these for using these cards for the stamping for simple stamping Sunday. And I don't know where, but I thought you can totally use these little houses, right? I had the houses already cut in here and create kind of like these other chopping village. Hello, Miss Julie, how are you? Like another chopping village like that. I mean, this is a card that you can decorate many ways, right? But that was another possibility. If you have the let's go Le Shops, I keep saying let's go chopping. The Le Shops paper and, well, the whole suite, you can totally do something like this in here. You can do this also playing with what's the name of that thing, with I was thinking of the polar bears. So I remember, guys, that I had like this, and I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to fix this, and I don't know how I'm going to fix this. I don't think this is going to look too well. So I'll probably end up putting like a little thing, maybe some bling around, and that will cover that messy piece, which is very, very sad. But hey, it had to happen since there's no blinging here. Yes, this is a fast and cute card. Thank you. I hope you guys like it. I know it's on the simpler side, but I really wanted to make myself a little Christmas village, and I think that this works perfectly okay. You can totally break this a little bit to see the moon, but I'm not going to do it now because I just saw that. And by the way, so you guys know, it is the same with the Simple Stamping Sunday. It ended up being a super, super simple card. I was like thinking it was going to be much more complicated, and I was like, oh, that is very simple. I don't know what I was thinking. So it happens. But it is cute. So I hope you guys like it too. So one last announcement. There's your little village, right? I really, really like the fact that you can open it and put it there. Now, I didn't think of this, but you can totally leave one of these open. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, that's very good, Miss Judy. I love that idea. Leave one of these spaces open, and you can put a a card there. Hey, Tara, how are you? A card in here, and you'll be done, right? Like you'll have a little gift card pocket. I am suffering with that thing, but I'm pretty sure that whatever I do, maybe let's bring these. Let's see. Nope, that didn't fix it. It will have to be a bling bling. I'll have to put it later. I can't. Yeah, I don't want to decide now. It has to be bling because otherwise it'll just be there. But that's your card, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Two things. I was not able to put together the raffle for today. So we'll do that later. But I do want to let you know that we are getting closer to our 3,000 people. And once we get there, we're going to have a raffle, and we're going to raffle the All About Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper. So I just want you guys to know that this is going to be, so once we reach to the 3,000 people, just like we did have done in the past, we'll celebrate and we'll have a little raffle that will include this paper. This is no longer available in the Stampin' Up store, and they're not bringing it up. They're just done with it. I think they're like, how many times can we send to create this, right? So to print this. So they are done with the paper. We are not going to see it again. I have a few extras of my own, but this is going to be the gift. Oh, that sounds delicious. So Miss Judy's been working hard. I am so glad, Miss Judy. That sounds just like you. You are that person that like to preserve and yeah, do that stuff. That is wonderful. So anyways, do like and share. The more you share, the sooner we're going to get to that 3,000 people, and then we'll raffle the All About Autumn DSP, and you may be the winner. You just never know. So just a thought. Share. I appreciate if you guys share in your social medias. Let's see. I think that's all for today. I know it was pretty quick. I'm so sorry. I feel bad when it's not like a lengthy card for whatever reason. But we did not. So it's simple because we did not even use like layers, right? We just left it at one layer. It has several layers, I guess, if you think of the paper with the snow banks or snow hills, but it's very, very simple card, and I think it's just adorable. It keeps pulling up here. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Friday and a wonderful weekend. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. I am very, very excited. This is how it happens because things happen like this. I bought it because, I was about to go out again or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to save it, right? Because hello, paper hoarder. And so I'm like, I'm just going to save it for whatever. And then I found out that it no longer, like, they're not going to bring it again, right? Like, they're not going to print it. They're done. It's done. And there's a few items and products that they are not going to send to get more. So they're just not going to ask for more, right? Once they're done, they're done. And that's usually how it goes for the mini catalog, let's face it. And for the online exclusives, it's the same idea, right? The idea is they make certain amount, and then once it's done, it's done. Most of the time we've been able to have enough in their leftovers, right? But the truth is, the goal is to sell it, right? And of course, I think that's why they decided to not bring it back. But I think they reprinted it like, I don't know, 2-3 times. And so the reality is they've just brought it back several times. So when I found out that this was no longer going to be available, I figured this is a good way to spoil you guys for being here with me all the time. So I just appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Adrian. And thank you so much for those congratulations. It's a slow process, but it's a process, and it's keeping going forward. You know what, Miss Judy? It is true. Miss Judy is saying it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago that we were hoping for just 1,000. And so it is true. It kind of moved a little faster. I am assuming that it how the algorithm plays. Who knows? Um, but it's all thanks to you guys that have supported me all this time and have been really, sharing and liking and doing all that stuff, even without me asking for it, because I am so bad at asking for it, right? But even like that, you guys have been amazing. And so it's a slow process, but I would truly like for the channel to grow, and little by little. Again, I cannot make it grow any faster because I think that I have to give myself some time, some space, right? Through to grow slowly. I am aware, that I have to have a life, otherwise I'll be in my crafting room like every day from 5 to 8, and people will not eat, and dogs will not get fed, and chickens will not get fed too. So it is true that I have it has to grow, but the pace cannot be too quick if I am not able to keep up with it, right? And so I am very thankful again to you all for all your support, for being here and hanging out with me on Fridays, Friday evenings, and whenever we go live. Actually, let me go back in here. Let's see if this works. There we go. Yay! I don't know how I let you guys talk to the hands. It's so much fun. So thank you again. I sure hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Friday, and you enjoy this weekend. And I don't know what else to say, guys. I get myself stuck. Isn't that just funny? And it was just one glass of wine, guys. So that's me. Thank you again, and sending love and hugs to you all. Bye.